I never went to a underwear store. My mother always bought it for me up till the point, almost embarrassingly, till I got married at age of 23.
Was the category a taboo when you started?
Yeah, big time. Women won't talk about it. My own friends and family, everybody said no. I started to see and note one problem of lingerie or underwear being an unserviced market in India. I can understand why girls in my time would drop out of active sports as we start to hit puberty. It gets difficult. Running after a bus is problem. Sitting in those e-rickshaws is a problem. And then I traveled abroad and I saw how bras are fitted there and the kind of products they had. And I said, okay, this is what was missing. Once you wear the right underwear, your t-shirt fits you better, your clothes fit you better,
Correct.
you feel
You
much
feel
better.
better.
We didn't attempt to educate women. We entertained women into learning more about their bodies and more about their sizes and so on. And I think that's where the inflection point came for us. We captured, their aspiration, we captured their imagination. We became like a friend they like to gossip with. So we built that trust. They started to give us data. We started to build product around that data. Our products got better and better. Money is not 100% of your ambition. It is a good validation of your success. I think it's good to be a little bit foolish also. The market is not in the niche, the market is in the...
Neha Kant is the co-founder of Clovia, one of India's most recognized innerwear and lifestyle brands. She built it in a category that was personal, uncomfortable, and hard to scale. Today, this conversation is not just only about Clovia, but it is about consumer insights, leadership, women power, money, control, and what founders really learn when they build for a problem people rarely speak about. Watch this till the end, and I guarantee you will enjoy it. So, Neha, thank you so much for joining on my show today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very excited to be here.
Awesome. So, I heard on what we were discussing, you come from a religious town of India called Haridwar.
Yes, I
And
do.
from there, you started a category which was not even so organized back then, all about innerwear. Where did this whole idea come from?
So I grew up in Haridwar. All of my schooling was done there, but I lived not in the Ganga Ghats, but in an industrial township. My dad is an engineer with a PSU, so I grew up in a very competitive world of science and math and studies being the only ticket to success. And I came to Delhi University to study maths at Miranda House, and then went on to do MBA and started my career in advertising, very set in corporate life. But in the back of my mind as a consumer, I would say, I had started to see and note one problem of lingerie or underwear being an unserviced market in India. How? Because I never went to a underwear store. My mother always bought it for me up till the point, almost embarrassingly, till I got married at age of
Yeah.
23. And even then, by the time I was earning decent money, I had the means, I had the I was living in Delhi and south of Delhi, but I could only shop from high streets of South Delhi and still get very limited choice in
Yeah.
terms of sizes and fits. So as a result, I always thought, am I too tall or too broad? Or like something was not right. I was not very comfortable in my skin.
And you were also talking about you being the sportswoman.
Yeah,
That was
in school, I was also a very active sports person, and then the problem was that much more compounded for me. And now looking back, I can understand why so many of my batchmates or girls in my time would drop out of active sports. As we start to hit puberty,
wow.
it gets difficult. And
That's
today, I
really-
hear a lot from my customers: running after a bus is problem, sitting in those e-rickshaws is a problem, which have no shock absorbers at all.
Yeah, that's difficult.
So this used to be a genuine issue. And then I traveled a little bit for work abroad, and I saw how bras are fitted there and the kind of products they had. And I said, okay, this is what was missing. Once you wear the right underwear, your t-shirt fits you better, your clothes fit you better, you
Correct.
feel
You
much
feel
better.
better,
Yes.
correct.
So this is the thought in parallel. And the other thought in parallel was that I was, while working in corporate, I had the good fortune of being one of the first set of people in India working in e-commerce space. I mean, I was learning on my own. The tech was getting built in front of my eyes by my team, and so I was right there, understanding what it means to directly reach millions of people and sell to them, and I could see that this is going to be a massive movement in India, and then they will need brands to sell and they will need products to sell. It's like gold rush, you need
Yeah,
shovels as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So I felt this is the right moment. Everything is about timing. You feel this
Correct.
is the right moment. This product, if sold online, I'll find women who will tell me whether it's, they'll vote me in or not. It's like
Yeah,
Facebook is the second largest democracy after India. So that's how we got
so you
started.
are the one of the earlier D2C, the first generation
Yeah, at that time
D2C.
D2C
Yeah, didn't
was
even
did not.
exist.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
used to call ourselves data backed
Oh,
brand, and brands were not built online as we were told. But I think ignorance is bliss. We did not understand this, and we felt that what is important for us is to get the right product, and that can happen only when we hear directly from customers.
so back then when you started, was this category still? See, one was the discomfort, and it's true because you're living in it for your 18, 20 hours of the
Yeah.
day. Women are so used to in India, just not talking but taking the discomfort. So was it all, so that being one problem, was that the other issues that they were not talking, and the was the category a taboo when you
Yeah,
started?
yeah, big time. Women won't talk about it. My own friends and family wouldn't put a Google review. The first celebrity social media, you can say at that time, Instagram was not yet
No, what be there?
launched in
Yeah.
2016, 17, I think. But the first one we got on Twitter. And she also said, I can't talk about it. I will just show my hand along with your box. That sort of a thing we went live with, because it was a difficult topic. But kudos to her, she at least did that, because most everybody said no. So it took us some time to get it out of the closet and have people talk about it. And I think we hit upon a very good idea. I think if I may compliment myself, I have a penchant
You
for
must.
listening. I listened to somebody. From that, something stuck with me, and we felt that okay, everybody has talked about either comfort, discomfort, like you're saying, or sensuality, and
Mm.
nobody talks about what it means to be happy. When you wear something nice, you feel
Nice.
happy. You and I were
Yeah,
just speaking of, you
correct.
dress for yourself, you feel
Yeah,
good about it.
absolutely.
So we based our brand out of happiness, and we started to converse only about what it means to be happy, what it means to be joyful, cheerful in life.
Wow.
And it became a light-hearted conversation. And we didn't attempt to educate women, we entertained women into learning more about their bodies and more about their sizes and so on. And I think that's where the inflection point came for us after 2 or 3 years of running the business. And it suddenly, opened up. The conversations became much easier. Women started to talk to us and talk about us openly.
So they started talking about their innerwear issues and their
Yes, innovative
all that.
issues, posting about Clovia, our packaging, talking about how it made them feel. This we saw it was a movement for us also. Suddenly, one day a hockey stick on referrals and organic traffic, and seeing us mentioned all over social media.
How did you create the demand for this? Because you see, like you said, people were used to the discomfort, so the awareness that you need something which is for your own body because like you said, say it's your second skin, you're just wearing it all the time. So was there any game plan to also create demand, understanding or
So I think game plan also evolved. Initially, we tried the traditional means of advertising, and at that time there was no Instagram and WhatsApp and all of that. And anything we put up, even hoardings would get struck down. You can't put an image of
Hmm.
a woman in lingerie, or you can't put out even Facebook ads would get
Really? This
reported.
was
Yeah,
when? You're talking about 2013?
13 to 15. So that
Okay.
was slightly tough time to run ads. So like I said, that around 17, 18, we came upon this formula of entertaining or
That's a
making it
great
fun and
idea.
cheerful, and
Great idea.
talk about bodies. We had, in fact, back then we had Kusha, before she became so big,
Mm.
rant about bras. And how it feels so good to come out of them at the end of the day, and that really took off.
Yeah,
It was
lovely.
done with Clovia, and so we chose everyday life, and we talked about what pisses women and what injured or what interests women. So we captured their aspiration, we captured their imagination. We became like a friend they like to gossip with. And
That's an
so it
interesting
became more
insight.
very.
Very nice. Because you became like, yeah, they are go to for everything, and you also give them the freedom
Yeah.
in
So
some
then
sense.
so we built that trust. So there's one, they started to give us data. We
Mm.
started to build product around that data. So there was that we were also giving back something meaningful.
Yeah.
For that, our products got better and better. Our communication got better and better on what sizes should you wear and what could be the problem with your current product. And then a lot of content we started to create before creator economy,
Started. Yeah.
started. So we started to do a lot of content in house around this. So we did back then a lot of WhatsApp cards when WhatsApp was launched. So all of that just established us in our customer or in our girl's mind as a go-to person for all things intimate.
Very nice.
Hmm.
I'm remembering my days back in retail, and retail was all about detail. I
Yeah.
had my grounding and my learning at Shoppers Stop, and BS Nagesh. That one thing on the
Hmm.
floor, he go when retail is all about detail.
Hmm.
जो दिखता है वही बिकता है.
Yeah.
So I think that you actually, not being from retail, being
Yeah.
an advertising person, but you bought
Yes.
that aspect of retail out,
Hmm.
really detailing. So the fun side of it, women feeling that it's theirs, owning in individuality, really nice. So building a category, like literally out of silence you were building, because there were a lot of noise around e-commerce happening back then. So when you were big and you were building an open, not an open discussion, an uncomfortable discussion. So what was harder, getting the customer to trust you or getting the ecosystem to take you seriously?
I think getting the ecosystem. Customers, I think, were very, very ready for it.
Yeah, actually it was there.
We
The
just
market was
had to
there.
kind of tap her, hey, and she was looking for it. I mean, there were many, many women like me at that time who were facing the same problems. And when we reached her, they were very, it was very quick adoption, very, very
Okay.
quick. Of course, we had to overcome a lot of, barriers to shopping, such as cash
Online.
on delivery. We had at that time office desktop used to be the primary shopping
Yes,
device.
that
So
correct.
we had
The apps were
a
not
privacy
there.
mode on it. You toggle it, and all the pictures will go
Dark.
blind. Yeah, there will be no picture, and once you move the cursor, only then the picture will show. So nobody on your left and right in your office can see what you're browsing. So we did that. We did a lot of assistance in selling. The fit test will recommend what size you should buy. We did discrete packaging. We did a reverse, the pickup return. Only we in the country allowed for no looking of what's inside. Now we don't do it because the world has also moved on. But for the longest time, if you want to return the product, the executive will not ask you.
Okay,
He will
what's
not count the
inside?
garments. He'll not look into it. That it was something which we only did. So it was very difficult to pull off, but we convinced people. So that was a big hit because otherwise it's pretty embarrassing to give something back and then the
Yes,
guy
so
is seeing its
intimate.
underwear.
Yeah, yeah.
So we
And
did a
usually in the modern retail, it was not even exchanged. It was very clear that these product, your innerwear were not getting
Yeah, so
exchanged.
briefs are not exchanged,
Hmm.
but bras are like any product you walk into Shopper Stop and then you can try it off the rack and place it
Yeah.
back what doesn't fit. So it's the same. So
Correct.
bras are exchangeable and returnable, but briefs are not. So that is quite listed. So we did a lot of so along with the product, like you said, product packaging, you have to work on service also in
Yes,
retail.
true.
We did a lot of work on service, and in fact, that was one place where we probably missed out also on, and that is one learning that I took for myself, that service is such an integral part of any brand, that you have to
True.
give right service also.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So tell me, but so what was the ecosystem that was getting not taking you seriously? So how did you change that?
So I think one thing we got told over and over was that brand is not built online. So we were told many times over to go offline fast. And thankfully, we did make some attempts, but thankfully, you could say we were not very convinced, so we maybe didn't do it the right way also. But I'm glad we didn't, because it would have just guzzled the cash out of us.
Yeah, it's capex
Yeah,
heavy.
it's capex heavy, it's credit, and so many hops to customers would have also led us astray in terms of, our product and brand guidelines, or philosophy that we had ahead of us in retail journey, what they were telling us. Second was the investment community, mostly with men. on
Yeah.
the other side. So very, many of them did not, I think, identify with the need. They didn't feel like, because
Because they've not gone through,
they've
so they
not
can't
gone through
understand
it,
that.
and their wives are now shopping from malls. They are all
Yeah.
very, very well paid,
Correct.
highly paid executives. Only, some of the funds eventually started to come up with thesis where women consumers were at the center of it. And then when they started to look into women consumers and what they want, and non-metros as their mainstay,
Mainstay. Yeah.
that's where we started to getting hard. In fact, back then, if we were going to meet VCs in, let's say, in Mumbai, then we would collect all the phone numbers and put them in our Facebook campaign.
Mhm.
And then, we found out that if a person has seen our ads before, or if his wife or somebody in his network has mentioned us, the person will 200% hear you better, will be slightly,
More receptive.
subconsciously more predisposed with you. They would feel that you've done something right in branding. But it also is, if you've given a negative experience, which has also happened to us and to their family members, then it's going to be a steep hill upwards. But these were the hacks, back then we
Well,
used.
interesting, no? How you were really targeting their own
Yeah,
mindset, your
because
VCs, because
otherwise they won't have experienced and they will not have any view on you.
yeah, I think, yeah, that, see, this resilience what a founder needs. So, but like you said, but you have to be there where your customer is, but you also have to be ready. So, this multiple failures, what did it teach you?
Everything is about timing in life.
Okay.
Love, relationships, same with entrepreneurship. At that time, I think, when Clovia started, the right timing for me to be sitting at the cusp of a category which is underserviced and also a channel which is taking off. So you are right at the time with a product
Yeah.
and a channel which is new, which is hungry for product. It happened to us again, with India. I think macros were changing. Women were coming into their own and into their own money. So we put up stores. They walked in, and today Haridwar also has a store.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, Dehradun
Yeah.
has two.
I
And
was
so
going
we
to
are
ask you, it has to be there in
yes,
your
it is. There
hometown.
is
Yeah.
a store. Yes, a lot of non-metros today have stores. We only, in fact, metros have only 16 or maybe 18 of our 85 stores. Rest of them are non-metros. Same way, quick commerce. We were there with the product and with the brand pull,
Oh,
and
on
the
quick
channel
commerce
was
also?
building up.
Wow,
Yeah, we
yeah.
do quick commerce. One would think, who wants underwear in 10 minutes? How can you not plan underwear? but look,
Really?
it's a
And
large
selling?
category.
Yeah.
It's the numbers are brilliant on quick commerce. But we were there, and for each channel you have to be ready, and you will fail, as we did in almost every channel we tried first. We learn what kind of product, what is the profile of the person, and we iterate. But be quick on your feet, quick to accept, or don't, I mean, just don't get disheartened by failure. Just keep moving on till you hit it right. I think
Correct.
it's
And
like
make
a
it.
game of tennis. No, you have to forget the point that you lost very quickly. Just forget it, and just whatever you've learned from it, and move on to the next point.
Very nice. So I want to now going to tap on your team because that's where. So the initial team coming in a category like this, and you did mention girls first and then boys. So what was your initial team? Was it all you
No, no,
looked
no. Our
for?
team is a good mix, very diverse.
But when you
So
started
I
off,
started, and as a family, rather, I would say we started. My husband also felt very strongly about this category. He's an engineer, had done two businesses before, and but obviously, as a family, you also have to be financially responsible. So he went out working, and I got started. And then when we raised our Series A, that's when he could join full time. And so he leads the whole strategic tech piece of it and has led us through the entire time we are
funding
here. Yeah,
also.
funding. Yeah, that's one big part of any startup's
Startup,
journey.
yeah.
100% done by him. Then Suman, who's our co-founder, who we met through common friends, is our chief bra officer. He's a designer by education and profession. Had worked few. I think by the time I met him, 10 years he had worked in this space. He was in Mumbai, heard the idea, just moved his family to Delhi because he, from the design side, felt that his designs are not going out in the market because once again, restricted by the way distribution was structured back
Correct.
then. Then my sister, who's a CA,
As a chief bra officer, I really like that.
yeah, and a guy.
Yeah, and a
So
guy.
two guys, and then my sister, who's a CA, was working with PwC at that time, and I also had my son. My son and Clovia arrived at the same time
Oh,
in my
wow.
life. I spoke to her, and she same education, same upbringing, and she was also a big believer in this, and she joined. So both of us run sales, marketing, distribution.
Okay.
We are like copy paste of each other, so she's as competitive as I am in sales, and so two of us run the revenue and marketing piece and the customer service and the whole other aspects of brand and customer. And then once we raised more money along the way, our CFO joined. So we are five of us,
Five
five
of you.
co-founders. Yeah.
And what does what is the culture of Clovia? What does the team look like?
I think culture also, like I said, brand takes collective personality. And you
Yeah.
look back, no, your culture also starts to mirror your personality. So the culture was the culture of saying yes. Yes, I will do it. Yes, yes, let's try it. We never say no to an idea. Yes, let's try it. At best, you will fail at it. At best, it'll matlab, like that Instagram meme, kya hi ho jayega, but nothing
Uh,
was. Happens. We say you try it, but you also own the failure of it, and then you say, okay, I will not do this now. I mean, so we try a lot of designs that designers make. We try a lot of marketing campaigns that marketing team comes up with, a lot of graphics, etc., with some basic guidelines. It should not be offensive and
yeah.
some simple things. So it's a very happy
Happy young.
young youth, but I can't say we are that young anymore. I think our average age will not now be 20s because our team has stuck with us, and so the brand is 12 years old, and so I think our average team age would now be somewhere in 30s.
Coming to your this, the initials, because your initial few years you were saying it was harder to build, people understanding the category. But eventually, when you were building and when you were going on the cap table, were they doubting the business or doubting the scale?
I think both. So there was a doubt, or rather, I would say they are interconnected. One, there were two, three big no's. First, the category itself seemed like a smaller category. So the category seemed small because they had not studied women consumer thesis as such.
As such, okay.
And women also used to spend very little actually per piece, and it took us some time to get their wallets also open.
Hmm.
And by
Because
telling
it
them
is not your fashion wear which is seen outside. It's ultimately it's
from
inside. So it's,
yeah,
yeah.
they didn't once they understood how much of a difference does it make
Hmm.
to you, to what you're wearing. If you're wearing the right underwear, that's when they started to open up their wallets as well, and that you need two three different kinds of products to fit your entire wardrobe.
Correct.
I think that, and it's not a hockey stick category. Also, it's a category that gets built one customer at a time, one bra at a time.
Hmm.
So it needs patience.
It needs patience, yes. Back then, so you were saying both your scale and the business
Yeah, we had
itself
to find
was,
the right kind of partners.
yeah,
Today, look, brands as a business has really delivered, and our investors also got amazing returns. We
absolutely.
delivered brilliant returns to them. So eventually, Indian consumers, or that as a thesis, really paid off in multiple categories, whether it's mattresses, health, BPC, and for us also.
No,
So,
absolutely, and I think
so
kudos to you to hanging on to it, and obviously, a brand like Reliance and the power of Reliance that was
yes,
invested in you guys or
yes.
bought you out. So I think it's a brilliant move for you. No, but I really like the reason why I wanted you to talk is because a lot of my listeners, and who are young founders, or even if they are getting into careers, while the money looked good, but it's not only about money because eventually see where you are. You made money, your investors made money.
Yeah, see, money is, I think, for any founder, I will say, it is not 100% of your ambition. It is a good validation of your success. You feel
Yes.
good, and your life is set. You're able to take care of your family, your parents, your kids. So it's nice. It keeps you warm.
Yeah.
And but I think it is not 100% of your ambition ever.
I think the resilience to keep going and learning, fixing, going, learning,
Yeah, you have
fixing,
to fix.
finally.
You can't be arrogant
Yeah.
that this is us, take it or leave it. That is not, I don't think that works in real
No,
life.
that of course is not going to work, especially when you need the money. Of course,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not going to work.
yeah.
So coming to the whole the Indian women consumer by itself, right? Because that's what you. So in this category, a wrong product is not just a wrong product. It can make the customer feel bad about herself. But did that change the pressure with what you were building? Meaning, क्योंकि वो लोग
Yeah, yeah, it's a
सोच नहीं
very,
रहे थे.
very, very,
Yeah.
it's a second skin product.
Yeah.
If she's put you on in the morning and she's gone to, like she's going to have a long day at work, at some event, and then, you have a big lunch, and then now you're feeling very tight. You're the elastic is digging in and you can't breathe, and oh my god,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't wait
yeah.
to take this stupid bra off, that sort of a thing. So you have to, like I said, she should think of Clovia only in the morning when she dresses up, and not
I
after. So
love
we worked a
that.
lot on
Yeah.
making our products last through the day. And also in India, durability also matters. So it has to last several months, several washes.
Yeah, yeah. We
So we
don't.
worked again and
Correct.
again. We had a feedback gathering system on how she's.
हमको full value money चाहिए ना. India is a
Uh,
very consumers value
yeah, yeah. So
minded.
we worked a lot on our product. It comes with a decent pressure that the product has to perform on a lot of, it's a very technical product. It sits right at the top of the technological pyramid of apparel making.
Okay,
It fits
nice.
right at the top, and now there is a,
Also weather, everything it has
you have to
to.
take in a lot of, yes,
Yeah,
weather, and so seasons change.
season change.
That also brings a change in your wardrobe, and also what underwear you would want to wear. India is a very hot and humid climate, so
True.
your fabrics have to hold up against that. So okay, one thing I should mention, another thing that we are very proud of, and specifically Suman, my co-founder, I spoke, 99% of our product is built in India. When we started, there was lingerie was not made in India
It
only.
was
We
not
went.
made.
I also traveled to Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and I was told no everywhere. And then Suman came up with this brilliant idea. He found these patent masters and factory in charges working in these big factories, responsible for the quality and efficiency. uh, and he said, okay, you come, you set up the factory, I will take care of your order books for first 2 years. And we started to make small batches. We gave them parted from our seed money. We also gave them some money to buy initial machinery and so on, which they paid back. We made sure that their order books are full.
Okay.
And that pressure they don't have, that how will I feed my workers. The workers will have, because they earn per piece, they will have work throughout the year. And any loss of efficiency that happens because you make, let's say, 500 pieces as opposed to 5,000 pieces of a certain type, that loss we picked initially, and that's what was our loss on gross margins also. But
Yeah.
eventually our gross margins improved once our volumes came in. So I said that, and now today we are bringing even better and better technology from the rest of the world to India.
Very nice. So tell me, Neha, if somebody had to start the same, because today the market is exploded, a lot of shapewear has come in. Initially I don't think women understood. And I know in my early days when I was getting this shapewear and I used to prima facie bring it from US, and then of course Marks and Spencer, a lot of things I've started now here has been very uncomfortable journey, and I completely know that. Being a woman and through the day, now people have started talking about their also material, shape, a lot of things. So, in this market, if somebody has to start, what would be your advice? Like, what was misunderstood then, and you now have understood over the years?
I think overall a lot of macros or consumer behavior is now changed. So back then, shapewear was largely used, like I said, to look slimmer, huh? To look slimmer, to
Yeah,
hide it, and all
yeah,
of that.
yeah.
And we also built our products like that. So they had a lot of compression, making you feel, like I said, very tight and uncomfortable and all of that. But today, shapewear, and a lot of brands are doing it, is becoming more about just like a smooth under skin on which garments fall better. So
Correct.
it just pulls up, your, let's say, your mass and tissue slightly up,
Yes.
and therefore not kind of I would say it gives an appearance of looking slimmer for sure, but doesn't compress you. But your garments fall better. And that's something we've learned from the US, where everybody, it just goes as an underpants.
Yeah. And today, if somebody has to start this whole lingerie business in India online, what would be your take there? What
Oh,
was
there is
your
a business
learning?
getting launched almost every day in lingerie. I speak to a lot of people who are doing different lingerie by their own design, but I would say, okay, lingerie, one secret or not secret is that it is an everyday category. The
Yes.
market is not in the niche. The market is in the everyday essentials. It's an essentials
Essential
category. It's a
category.
replenishment category. You have to keep getting, you have to get your fits right, and you have to make sure that they are there. And this is something we did wrong. We tried many things, many colors, they are good to have, always have, because there'll be market for them. But women are looking at more of what they bought previous month,
Ah,
and
okay.
in their size, of course. Like I said, we do 9 body
Sure.
types, 50 sizes. It's an everyday category. It's not about putting a lot of lace and putting a lot of color. Those are nice occasional products. But if you have to become big, you have to crack the middle.
You have to crack the middle. You have to grab the volume comes from your
Yeah.
essential and
Yeah. And
daily.
brands get built with volumes.
Absolutely. No, that's I think absolutely given. So being the woman founder question, what I read and what I hear is that you build a brand, a women brand in a women category, deeply connected to their women's confidence is what you were talking about. But you don't always like being boxed as a women entrepreneur. What was the distinction? Why was that so important to you?
Well, I think that's being slightly, I would say, ungrateful. A lot of places, today I get invited because I'm a woman and
Okay.
not because I'm a founder. And while I go there, and I do speak because I feel that the intent is right. But the intent is right unless there is a role model more. We didn't grow up. You and
Yeah,
I did
we
not grow up
didn't.
with too many role models.
I
We
agree.
we had, our mother was our role model as a
Absolutely.
hardworking,
Hardworking.
good intention person. But nobody with cutthroat, competitive world,
I agree.
owning own, making own money and space in the world, place in the world. So I feel that role model we deserve because we are also standing on shoulders of some women who fought ahead of us. So there I go. But I do feel that, at least personally, I think that it is incorrect of you to think of yourself as women founder. Acknowledge that there are certain things that you do more than your male counterparts, for sure. But the moment you start thinking of yourself as women, you do start to expect slightly distinct some very happy to see that this next generation, there are women who are standing 100% because they deserve to be there and not because they need diversity on that
Ah, sure.
forum. They are, and they're doing such excellent work. I mean, I'm so proud of this younger generation.
No, very nice. But I like your thought. You're saying I don't want diversity here. I'm a founder. I'm a founder.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's fair. So let's talk about the scale service and the mistakes that what has that taught you? Because the founders who are watching this, can you break this down practically? What should they track early when they start?
Hmm. I think whatever is the key lever in your business that needs to get tracked. So for us, it was marketing and inventory. So if we bought a lot of inventory, our money will get stuck. We won't have money for marketing. If we spent everything in marketing and we are not getting enough traction and revenue, then we will not have money for next month. So we track them on an hourly basis. Marketing got tracked on an hourly basis, or maybe
Oh,
minute to
okay.
minute somebody is watching,
Yeah.
and on an hourly basis on WhatsApp we tracked. And today with Claude, of course, it's, or whatever with AI,
Easy.
it's very easy for
Easy.
you to build that. But that's what we did on marketing. And in inventory also, we treated like that it has come today, it has to start selling from the next minute of it hitting warehouse. With that sort of a madness, we build that process, and it has to start moving, and we only keep what is moving. Remove fast, which is sitting on your shelf for more than 30 days, 60 days. We just everything, the whole model was built to hold not more than 45 to 60 days of inventory. Category like ours, where there's so many SKUs,
Yeah.
One average style will have 9 sizes, so it is a task, but we handled it. Pankaj, my, like I said, our CEO, and he brought the tech chops to the table, and he
Yeah.
built algorithms to track inventory and to give out the right indicators. This is not selling, do something about it, and or this the here there is scope for better margins to be had to improve the price. So we did a lot of
So you
that
all
work.
did that.
Yeah.
And what should they never ignore in cash flow? Anything that you learned or you failed or you
I think
burnt your
everything is
fingers?
about cash flow.
Everything's about
All decisions
absolutely.
need to come, at least in the beginning, all decisions need to come from cash flow. And I don't mean raising cash. I mean how your business is using cash and how that business is returning cash to you. Everything comes from there. And see, a brand gets built by distribution. So one thing you got to focus before brand is build your distribution, get your brand over to customers, and get as many customers as you can, but get them cash profitably or cash positively. So don't choose your channels in a manner that they are
They give
cash
you
positive.
cash
Yeah, they
positive.
give so that should be your priority. Find the channel that rotates your cash the fastest, and once you've mastered it, then you will have cash to invest in channels which will be slower.
So, and I also like your thought that first build your distribution, back and later a brand comes
Oh
the bit
yes, yes.
because
Just go
first get the
wherever
product to
your
the
customer is.
customers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
What
us.
about training the sales channel?
Yeah.
Because this channel in the 200 store has been used to 200 size has been used to selling. Now you are saying that, hey, listen, I want to charge a little bit of premium because my quality is better, my fabric is better. So does then brand come at play, or how do you manage them, or is it commission or whatever?
So when we went in this when the offline channel, we went with our consultant. I mean, putting our staff there, a fit consultant there,
Okay.
because we needed that interaction with the customer to help her understand us, and us also understand that game. So we went with
Nice.
that. So even in mom and pop stores, first few stores, we placed our own fit consultant to give that whole brand experience, and we built our own stores. Uh, Early on we did franchising, then we didn't own stores, and then now we are doing franchising again. So we built that so that we could understand the whole value chain ourselves. Our customers get that experience via our own
So you still
consultants,
wanted to
and
control the experience. So
yeah,
interesting. So you rebuilt the whole format.
we built the
You
whole
reimagined the whole format offline.
yeah. And once we learned from our doing our own store, which is equivalent to doing our own website,
Yeah.
you learn from there, and then we could then extrapolate it to mom and pop stores.
So Neha, as a leader, who is she? How is she? What will your team tell about you?
Okay, my style of working is that I'm an adaptable boss, and I say it now because I work with a lot of Gen Z, and they're
Yeah.
very different. And so after getting a few resignations thrown in my face, I thought about it, and I thought, okay, they are different kind of people, but my generation knows how to adapt. So let me learn and see how what do they want, and I adapted around them. Not really what I want. Okay, what you do? How do they want to work? They want something new every few days. They can't do the same boring thing, and they want work life balance. We can't help it. They want it.
Yeah.
You got to give them. But if you capture, once again, they are like our customers. If you capture their aspiration or their imagination or their passion, you tap into their passion, then they will give all in. So I think that, and also I when I hire someone, then their career becomes as important to me as it is to them. Then I work hard with them on their career. Maybe not in the first year, even making them success at Clovia, I will work. I'm not a hire and fire person at all. Even if it comes to the point that somebody comes and says my this team member is not working out, then I give it back. I say you have to me you hired that person. So I try and make a success of that person post Clovia, and then after 2-3 years, most of my team members, I've worked with them on building their personal brands in the network.
So we still have to adapt, isn't it? Adapt for your children, adapt for your family,
Yeah.
adapt for your team members, the
I feel like I have
adaptability.
two personalities. I have one personality that changes and I don't care about that personality. That personality will go and do whatever. It will grovel, it will say sorry, it will say I love you, it will say whatever. And then one is my personal personality, which is for me.
Whilst I didn't know you how you were younger, but I'm listening to a 44 plus, very more grounded, more, there is more spiritual, as in the more gratitude side of Neha. I
Yes.
can feel the energy of somebody who's more grounded and more stable. Like there's not, which is very nice. My last question before we get into this rapid fire and fun. So for my listeners, if you have to give them, what is a winning mindset according to you?
I think there also I would say time is your currency. Just now I spoke about time, taking time for yourself. But there in business, you have to think of time. If something can happen tomorrow, just do it today.
Okay, on that note, Neha, we're going to turn into more fun. We've had some great conversations, very deep and insightful, but now it's more rapid fire, more fun, more one words. So, one customer complaint that founders should never ignore.
Bad experience while speaking to your executive.
Interesting, very nice. If a founder has only 20 lakh to start, whether should they spend first product marketing or service? You learn
I think
service later,
product
you
and
said.
marketing. I mean, service you can still kind of it's a very important thing, but you can still kind of rely on others to provide for you. But get the right product. I think a product price proposition you can do. You don't have to be the best quality at first. You have to be a good quality for that price.
Okay, so one sign that a product is not working, even if sales look good.
Repeat customers.
Repeat. Yeah, brilliant. Um, if you were starting Clovia today, which channel would you choose? Your website, marketplace, or offline?
Quick commerce.
Quick commerce. Oh, I love that. I mean, I still can't wrap around my head that wouldn't you plan for your
No, you
under
need to have your own brand destination for sure to experience. But if I have to put money in marketing and making it big, I think quick commerce is a great channel because there you don't need a very wide width.
Okay. Finish this sentence. The hardest part of building Clovia was?
Talking of lingerie, getting women to talk of their
Yeah,
underwear.
absolutely. I think that hats off to you. And what should a founder never outsource in the early days?
Finances.
If a founder is watching this, remembers only one thing from your journey, then what should it be?
Fortune favors the bold.
Fortune favors the bold. And on that note, I give it to you. Fantastic and beautiful journey, amazing journey. Coming from a town like Haridwar, getting into a category which is so not spoken about, both from the consumers and from the investors, and making it happen for yourself. So all the best and just go for it. Keep shining.
Thank you for your kind words. And if I can say here that I so admired your way of questioning me. And I mean, just went on, and I felt like, okay, maybe I should talk a little less. You were an amazing listener. And also,
you.
you're one of the women who I mentioned on, so I should extend my gratitude to you also.
Oh,
You were the
thank
role
you.
model who we looked up to doing so well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you.